Well, it was a strange day. I mean, it was a beautiful day here, a beautiful sunrise and beautiful sunset, and nice weather and everything. It feels weird because you know that so much stuff is going on around this city and you know in eastern Chad and all around. But if you would focus like in the moment, things seem calm and people are getting on with their lives. But then for us in particular, since we're so focused and wanting to get out to the camps, it was something of a frustrating day, stressful. We went out to UNHCR early first for a press briefing.
Right.
With the same UN official that we met yesterday, and it was with reporters from Reuters and from Al Jazeera and from a few other media outlets, and she kind of gave a rundown again of what's happening in Chad. And again, all bad news. You just don't hear anything good. And then later on, there was a press conference with Antonio Guterres from the High Commissioner of the UN, so their main guy, and he's pretty amazing. I mean, you can see that he speaks from the heart, and he's just right on in how he expresses the urgency. Again, no good news. He's here because of how bad things are. He's here because of recent attacks and how it's getting so close and even to where the camps are, that they're really just completely disrupting aid. Many of the camps, it's the skeleton crews with just basics.
Right.
So they're thinking of maybe moving all of these camps to the interior of Chad, which it's when you think of security, you say, well, that's a good idea. You're getting them away from trouble.
Right.
But then thinking about just the people and their attachment to home, and from last visit, it was one thing that we just heard over and over again, that they wanted to go back home. They all mentioned security, protection, and the word home. Right. So I know that it's not going to be easy to convince them. I'm not sure what's going to happen if they just do not want to move. But yeah, to move them, many miles, even further from where their home is. I mean, they're already displaced, but then wanting them to move even further, and right, for the right intentions. But still, I just wonder what's going through the minds and hearts of the refugees when they get to hear these news. Sure.
Is there if they do get moved, is it just the distance that makes them safer, or is there actually more security forces in place when they get moved further away from the border? No, it's just the distance. But looking at the terrain just from the map, you can see that it's even more desert-like, and the challenge of getting water and everything they need out there is also going to be great. So. Yeah, you're talking about 220,000 people that they want to move, is what Antonio Guterres said. So, it's just a huge undertaking, and I don't know, I mean, just the way it feels to me, it just feels like I don't know, almost looking to stabilize a bad situation, but keeping it bad. So, they want to go back home. So, sure. I so much hope that security comes in a different, from a different place where security comes to their home and they can go back that way instead of having to run the other way. Right. Any hopeful messages at all from today's meeting?
Well, I guess you can see a little hope in it, but he mentioned that the Security Council is considering some type of multinational, he didn't even say force, he said, he used another word and I don't remember even what it was, but some international component moving into Chad for protection of refugees. So that would be huge. I mean, if it is a truly effective force, even
right.
going just into start with Chad, that would be a huge message, and just a great relief for the refugees. But there's been so many talks in the Security Council about so many resolutions, and it's just so hard not to be a skeptic and not believe anything until you see it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So now our thing is to get out to the camps. We're ready. What many days have we been here? We're going on our third day almost.
Yeah.
And the bad thing about the High Commissioner coming here is that the planes were grounded. The one flight a day from UNHCR, which we would have for sure been on, got grounded because he was here and they wanted it available in case he had to go someplace. So we did not get on that, and then it just got complicated, and now we're just looking for any which way for us to get on the World Food Program flight over.
Mm-hmm.
And even considering renting the vehicle here and just driving, but it's about a 15, 17 hour drive across the desert. So we were kind of like in a rush to make a decision today, and we had Ali bring a car with the driver and the owner to see if we liked it, and they were pushing for us to make a decision like on the spot, and because of some reason, and we just deemed that rush. Said no, we'll wait for tomorrow and see.
Right.
Once we make the decision a little bit more calmly, is not crossing all of Chad at a time when pretty much Chad is falling apart, and there's all types of groups all over the place with arms. We got to think about it. So.
Right. Yep. Well, it's your safety first. It just has to be.
Yeah. Once we get to a bedshed, we know we can get to the camps.
Right.
From a bedshed. There is one camp, Gaga, which is only an hour away. So that's very, very doable right away. So we're just going to push hard tomorrow morning to see about getting on the list for the plane. Not think more about the car. Worst case scenario is that Monday is our first day in a refugee camp. Which is not good. But
no.
We'll play it moment by moment.
You can only do what you can do.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna do what I can do on my side to try to get a couple of the kids from Lincoln in on at least one or more of these calls in the future, just so it's not just you and me, because I want to get them in as soon as possible. But obviously, with the holiday break, it's
yeah, right.
It's its own challenge, as you well know. So,
yeah.
What's the to-do action item for the people they're listening today?
What should we call for today? The last one was to tell others, right?
Well, we didn't do that one on this tape, so we could just be one behind to the other one, and we could have them tell 5 other people.
That's perfect.
Okay.
And I think even if it's not 5, but make it 2, but make it say it forward. So if they find 2 people, but 2 people that commit to telling 2 other people, and so on, I think that it'll get us farther even than just each person telling 5 people.